everyone, happy Monday. Today's video is going to be a little bit different because it is all about me. Gross. I love making meals for my little man, but before that sweet boy came into my life, I used to love cooking for myself. Cooking has always been a major passion of mine, and since I went vegan when I was 18, it forced me to get really creative with cooking. I think a lot of moms can relate to this, but to be honest, since I had Bennett and I've started cooking meals for Bennett, I kind of lost the passion for cooking for myself. I've been keeping my meals super simple lately. I literally drink protein shakes every day for breakfast, and I'm too lazy to even make the protein shakes. I just buy the pre-made protein shakes. They are not good, but it's the quickest thing that I can possibly eat. It's bad. Being a mom and working full time, I'm super busy, and I kind of lost the passion for cooking for myself, and I just love to spend my time cooking for Bennett. Today, I have decided to push myself and make some of my favorite adult recipes. Recipes are delicious, plant-based, and I think they're really fun to make. I am still a mom, and I will be sharing what Bennett is going to be eating today, but before we get started, let's grab some coffee. It is about 7:30 in the morning and time for breakfast. I am usually so lazy with breakfast, but today I am making one of my favorite breakfast treats, which is almond butter toast on sourdough bread with caramelized bananas topped with coconut flakes and honey. First, I'm going to peel and slice up the banana. It's a little bit ripe, but it'll work. Next, I have a large pan on medium heat. I'm going to take a tablespoon of butter. I'm using Earth Balance, which is a plant-based butter, letting that melt a bit, then adding in 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, mixing that together, then just adding in half a tablespoon of cinnamon. Once my pan is nice and hot, I'm going to add in all of the banana slices, letting these cook for about 3 to 5 minutes on medium heat, then flipping them over, letting them cook on the other side. Once the banana slices are nice and brown, taking these out of the pan but making sure to leave in that extra liquid. Now I'm adding in those 2 pieces of sourdough bread into that pan and moving them around to soak up all that butter and maple syrup. Cook these on each side for a few minutes until the pieces get to be a light brown color and crispy. Now I am adding on some of this creamy almond butter. I love this Simple Truth brand. Then I can add on the banana slices. To top off this toast, I am sprinkling on some flax seeds as well as shredded coconut, and lastly I'm drizzling on some honey. I'm actually using this sugar-free imitation honey from the brand Honey Trees. And breakfast is ready. Can't forget about Bennett. For breakfast he is having a spinach, egg, and cheese scramble, 2 mini banana muffins, and some Cheerios with almond milk. Lunchtime. For lunch I am making a veggie and tofu stir fry with some ramen noodles. I usually use rice noodles for this meal, but I didn't have any, so ramen noodles are a good substitute. First I'm going to get my tofu cooking, so patting that dry with a paper towel, then cutting that into cubes. I'm using about half the block. On top of those tofu cubes, I'm adding a tablespoon of cornstarch. This helps get it crispy when it's cooking. I'm also going to add on top some sriracha, garlic, sesame oil, and soy sauce. I definitely did not measure this, but I would estimate about a teaspoon of each. Moving over to my stove, I have a pan on medium heat, which I am adding some avocado oil to, as well as just a little bit of soy sauce, then throwing in my tofu so those can get nice and crispy. While that is cooking, let's chop up my veggies. You can use your favorite veggies. I am using green cabbage, orange and yellow peppers, and some scallions. Our tofu has been cooking for about 10 minutes now. I flipped them after about 5 minutes. Now we can add in our veggies. On top of that, I'm just adding on some extra garlic and grating some fresh ginger on top. I highly recommend fresh ginger. It makes such a difference when you grate it fresh versus buying ground ginger. I will saute this for about 10 minutes. Now let's cook the ramen. I am just adding the noodles to a bowl, throwing away the seasoning packet because that is a giant sodium bomb. Then I am just adding some hot water over the noodles and letting that sit covered for about 3 minutes. While the noodles are cooking, let's make a little sauce. So adding 2 tablespoons of sesame oil, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of sriracha, and then you already know we are adding in another half teaspoon of garlic and a half teaspoon of ginger. I just can't get enough of these flavors. Pouring that sauce I just made over the noodles, mixing that together, then adding my veggies and tofu on top, and now it's time to eat. For lunch, I made Bennett some almond butter toast with some fruit and some crinkled sweet potato with cinnamon on top. It is now 5 o'clock and time to start making dinner. For dinner, I'm making the biggest calzone you've ever seen. It is so easy and so delicious, but seriously only make this if you are very hungry or just eat a lot like me. First, I am preheating my oven to 400 degrees and I can chop my veggies. For this meal, I have some spinach, red pepper, and onion. You will want half a cup of chopped spinach, a third cup of red pepper, and a quarter cup of onion. Adding all of my veggies into a bowl, then adding in half a cup of vegan frozen chicken strips, which I thawed and then chopped. Of course, you can use real chicken if you eat meat. Topping this off with a teaspoon of garlic, quarter cup of shredded vegan mozzarella cheese, 1 teaspoon of lemon pepper, half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. I decided to make my life easy today and just bought some pre-made pizza dough, so just stretching that out a bit and laying it flat on my pizza pan. Now I can add my filling to the middle, folding the dough over and just crimping the edges. Before I throw this massive calzone in the oven, I am cutting a few slices in the top and then brushing on a little bit of avocado oil. After about 15 to 18 minutes, this is ready to eat. This calzone was so good, and yes, I ate every bite. For dinner, the little man is having some lentil pasta with tomato sauce, a side of fruit, and some steamed broccoli and cauliflower. I'm not going to lie, I am so full right now, but it was a really successful cooking day. Today was so much fun and everything tasted great. I'm sure you can imagine after a full day of cooking, there are about 1 million dishes sitting in my kitchen right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started on those. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video and got some good cooking inspiration for yourself for a change. Be sure to follow me over on Instagram for some baby-led weaning meal ideas and recipes, and make sure to subscribe to my YouTube. I post new videos every Monday.